In the dark corners of forgotten moors, where the earth breathes mist and the trees whisper secrets, you walk what feels like a dreamland, but you shouldn't be there. A light, pale and blue, floating in the dark like a lantern without a hand. It hovers, waiting. And then it moves, floating just out of reach. It's so beautiful and soft. You follow. That's how it always begins. No one remembers the scream, only the lights, fading into the fog. They've been called ghost fires, fairy flames, the lanterns of the damned, and if they want you, they'll find you. Follow them, and you may never come home. Hey, welcome back to Ghost Tracks Podcast. I'm Tina.
And I'm Molly.
Can you see you, Molly? And that's Molly. And today we are talking about the Will of the Wisps. Those eerie little ghost lights you're absolutely not supposed to follow. But we all know that you would.
Oh, I know that I definitely would. If a floating light beckons me into the fog, I'm going to assume it's a woodland rave.
Well, prepare to rave yourself straight into a bog, because tonight we're diving into the shadowy folklore of those lights, their creepy as hell backstories, and how they've gone from soul-stealing phantoms to cutesy blue orbs. Thanks, Disney. First things first. Well, first things first. Let's see.
What's the first thing of the first thing?
What the hell is up with this Annabelle case?
You've got me.
Did you see the guy died?
What guy?
She's so not up to date here.
I haven't really been on my phone that a whole lot. What?
I think...
Okay, they need to,
Okay.
Can we just put her away?
I'm going to stop there. Because I think join us Friday on TikTok Live. And I think we're going to talk Annabelle.
Okay.
Case updates.
Let's do all things Annabelle.
Yep. Case updates, movies, deaths, disappearances, all of the fun things. So here's your pre-warning to that Friday night adventure, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, TikTok Live, for you to kind of brush up on your Annabelle know-how, and we're going to discuss. We do have TikTok subscription options where we will be giving like behind the scenes stuff. When we start doing investigations, you guys will get behind the scenes and more in depth on the investigation side of things with some special footage and things like that. So
I'm down.
Yeah. So that's on TikTok.
Does that mean we're going to watch Annabelle?
Yeah.
When?
Well, we were supposed to do it the other night. And then again, after that,
shit happens.
Yeah.
Okay, but when?
I don't know. We can do it tonight.
Let's do it.
Yeah, before bed.
Yeah, it's the best time to watch this kind of stuff.
Before I gotta go to sleep. But yeah, so TikTok Live, Friday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. generally, Eastern Standard Time. The TikTok subscription option is there as well. And I think the subscription price is like $5.99 a month. So not super... Like, it's not going to, like, kill your pocketbook or anything, but there's going to be some cool stuff in there. So if you see fit and would like to, you can find us there at Ghost Tracks Podcast. But I just wanted to plug that really quick before we got started. So now back to the first things first, now that we're done with the first of the first thing.
So it's the second of the first thing?
The second of the first thing now.
Okay.
Yes. So we're going to define what we're talking about today. A will of the wisp was also known as ignis fatuus in Latin, which means foolish fire. That's your first clue, that these things are not your friends, which is rude. Because if I see a floating light in the middle of the woods, my first instinct would be new friend, and I'm going to follow that thing. But that instinct is exactly how you end up in an unmarked grave.
So it's like an angry firefly.
Yeah, so don't do that. Unmarked grave is no good. Families don't like that. So these lights are described in folklore from all over Europe, but especially in the British Isles. They're said to appear in marshy and boggy areas, dim, flickering lights that just hover above the ground. So
Fireflies.
basically fireflies from hell. What was it? Oh, that was from Hook. Firefly from Hell, about Tinkerbell.
Yes, love it.
I love Hook.
Yep, me too.
But when travelers tried to follow them, they were usually led off paths deep into dangerous terrains, into the woods, and they would never return again. And those stories aren't new. Will o' the Wisps, or versions of them, have been floating around for centuries. See what I did there? Floating around. I'm so funny.
You're so clever.
I am. We're talking as far back as the 13th century, maybe even earlier. Medieval Europe was full of these ghost fire legends, long before they got Disney-fied. Back then, they were called, again, ignis fatuus, or Latin for foolish fire, which is both a description and a warning label. They show up in folklore from all over the place. In England and Wales, you've got tales of lone travelers lured off their paths by mysterious lights. In Scotland, where I am from, they're known as spunkies, which sounds oddly adorable for something that might kill you. Scottish people have a way with their words. We know how to spruce them up a little bit. The Welsh feared corpse candles, which I think is the most badass name ever for these little guys. Ghostly lights seen floating through graveyards believed to be omens of death. And it goes even deeper. In Norse mythology, ghost lights were tied to spirits and omens from the underworld.
Well, I think they sound wonderful.
Right? Who wouldn't want to be their friends? I mean, come on. They're just trying to show you new things.
Mm-hmm.
And the word jack-o'-lantern, that didn't originally mean pumpkin. It was an older term for the will of the wisps, or a man of the lantern. Eventually, the Irish legend of Stingy Jack merged with it. That's the guy who tricked the devil, got cursed to wander the earth with a burning coal inside of a carved-out turnip. And boom, Halloween decor was born.
So basically, if a glowy thing had a name, it probably meant bad news, I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume so. Exactly. And it's not just Europe. You find these stories everywhere. In Japan, I'm going to butcher this, I apologize. They're called hidedama, ghostly orbs of light that represent human souls. In South America, they're la luz mala, the evil light, believed to be spirits of the dead guarding buried treasure. That sounds badass. I mean, if there's treasure at the end of it,
I'm game.
I'm going to fight me some little balls of light.
Yeah.
Deadass.
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds fun until the ghost sets you on fire for being too curious.
Ah, damn it. I know.
I don't want to be a ball of fire myself. I don't know. I think I could.
I already lived in a ball of fire
Right.
for 5 years.
Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
So no matter the country, floating lights are always like, come closer. And humans are always like, sure, what could go wrong? Because humans, well, we're not that bright. Pun intended. And to get more into that humans aren't bright thing, someone out there decided to take all of those legends and warnings and bad omens of impending doom and rewrite them into fancy feel-good stories. Enter Disney. Let's talk about Brave for a second. So I don't know how many of you watched that movie with Merida and her mom and the bears, and they saw the little cute balls of light, the will o' the wisps in there, and they led her to her destiny. All nice, right? Feel good. We were like, oh my God, that's adorable.
I felt good watching it.
Right?
I was like, oh,
I want a Will o' the Wisp, right? Disney took Will o' the Wisp and turned them into adorable blue guidance counselors, is essentially what they did. They're like floaty, glowing life coaches. But in actual folklore, following one of those cuties would get you yeeted into a peat bog.
That doesn't sound fun.
No. Have you ever heard of
smelly.
the peat bogs
Yeah, it smells.
over there?
Doesn't it smell?
And the people that go missing in them?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably these guys.
Kind of gross.
Probably these guys. And Disney just made it worse. Like, follow the lights. It's fine.
Well, I follow my nose, and if it stinks, I'm not going over
If it smells like ass, I'm going the opposite
No,
direction.
I'm
So
not
I
going.
guess maybe in that area, it's probably You're probably safe over there
Yeah.
then, because I imagine the bog
Yeah.
smells like baby.
My nose has gotten me out of some pretty smelly situations.
So in Brave, they led Merida to change her fate. In real legends, they led you to lose your fate and your feet, and sometimes your soul. Small detail. Pop culture has softened them, turned them into magical plot devices. You also see them in Harry Potter, which I did not know. So now I have to rewatch Harry Potter because I didn't realize that they were there. Those little ghost lights that led people into the Forbidden Forest. Those were will-o'-the-wisps.
Maybe they were in the books. I don't remember them in the movie.
I don't know. We're going to have to watch Harry Potter now. Darn! We'll have to rewatch it.
Oh, man. It'll only be like the millionth time.
The horror. But it gives classic Wisp vibes. And don't even get me started on video games. Skyrim, Witcher, Elden Ring, they're everywhere. But what's the one that I was just talking about? Ori. Yeah, it's literally Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, yeah, that game you were telling me.
It's adorable.
It is cute.
And it leads you out of danger. Absolutely not what Will of the Wisps do.
They're just out there trying to get us killed.
They are. They're like
Human population.
Right? If they're not going to do it themselves, we'll do it for them.
Mm-hmm. Natural selection.
That's
what
right.
They say. Just
Darwinism.
natural selection.
Darwinism. Now, I love a good legend, obviously. And I trust the people from the way back times and what they saw. But let's put on our logical hats for a sec, shall we? I don't like this hat, but I'm going to put it on anyway.
Must.
I know. So are these actually ghosts with flames, or is it just one of those science ruins all the fun kind of things? Science does try to explain them. The common theory is that the lights are caused by the combustion of gases from decaying organic matter, like methane, in swampy areas, basically a bog fart.
So what you're telling me is that for centuries people have been following ghostly farts into the abyss?
Yep. Fart lights from ghosts, that's basically.
So.
Yep. The deadliest crop dust in the history of ever.
Disgusting.
Right? Not a crop dust I want to follow along with.
No.
But here's the thing. Even with those explanations, people still report seeing these lights in places those gases should not exist. So maybe there's more going on here than science wants to admit. Probably. That's usually the case. So, even today, people report seeing strange lights in forests, graveyards, and fields. Lights that move away when approached. I guess that's probably like your telltale sign. Like if you see a light floating, a little orby baby, and you move closer and it moves away from you, don't. Just don't. No matter how cute it is.
Well, don't tell me what to do.
Walk your ass the other direction. I am telling you what to do because I need you here.
But if it doesn't smell,
Molly's screwed.
If it don't smell.
Rabbit holes, she's hopping down. Non-smelly light things, she's following. Yeah. It's no good. So, yes, lights that move away when approached. Watch your back. Lights that vanish suddenly. It's not just ancient folklore. It's still happening. It's like ghost Tinder. The light swipes right, and you end up lost in a marsh.
That's the creepiest dating metaphor I think I've ever heard.
But in all seriousness, these are like global, like everywhere. Everyone, they all agree. Mysterious lights, don't follow. It's what they equal. Yet people keep following them because people.
Yeah. Well.
So I skipped over to Reddit because, again, none of y'all are emailing us. We need emails, people.
Get on it. We could be reading your stories instead of Reddit stories.
Instead of Reddit, people.
Maybe you have a better story.
Right? Maybe you did come back from Will-o'-the-Wisp. Maybe you followed them and you found your way back from the stinky marsh.
And maybe nobody believes you, but we could be those people
we believe
that
you.
could believe you.
We would believe you. So, because nobody emailed us at ghosttrackspodcast@gmail.com.
Lame.
P.S. I went over there to find if anyone had any good first-hand encounters with the Will-o'-the-Wisps, and I found this story. It's a doozy. It is long, so this is going to be the bulk of the episode, I feel like. But it is beautifully written, I will say that. And it is by woodlarkers. And this happened in the southern UK. There's also full details at a sighting of Will of the Wisps at woodlarking.co.uk. They have a website where they put out all of their other fun, mysterious, creepy things that
Might
they
be
come
worth
across.
a gander.
Yep. Southern UK, man, it's haunted as hell over there. Them olden lands.
I bet.
I want to go there so bad.
Do it.
I mean, I've been there. That's where I was born.
I'm going.
But
You will pack me in your suitcase. I don't care.
Yeah. We're definitely going to take a trip. That's our goal in like the next year or two. By the time I hit 40, I better have been over there or being on my way there. I want to go to Scotland. Really, really, really bad.
You just had to say 40. I just turned 40 today.
It's her birthday today, guys. I was going to start that out at the top of the episode, and then I forgot. So everybody has to sing Happy Birthday to Molly.
Surprise.
Right now. Say, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Molly. Happy birthday to you. She's 40.
Da-da-da-da. Yay.
She's 40. She's
Goodbye, 30s.
She's not super excited, but
no. It's okay. My 30s sucked. Maybe my 40s will be better.
You're here. They're going to be better.
Yeah.
We're going to do all the adventuring, all the weird shit, all the
It's a new chapter
things.
in my life, you know?
Everybody's got to start over. I started over before I was 30 and got here sooner. Got to adventuring. But then I got all set up and in my groove, so now that I can take all of everyone else over here.
Yeah.
To get...
Just keep collecting us.
I am. I'm going to collect 2 more soon. 61 days. I collect
Counting down.
2 new souls to bring them to my woods, to my bog.
Are you a wisp?
I am. I am a will
Did we
of the
fall
wisp.
for your trap? Yes.
It's all working splendidly,
okay.
guys.
You know, it's not so bad on the other side.
Look, I'm not looking to like eat your bodies or like kill you. So there's that. I'm merely trying to get you over here so that you guys have better lives. I am the Disney version of a will of the wisp. I'm the good one. I don't know. Following fairies in folklore was also not great. You'll have to do a fairy episode.
I have to do a fairy episode because I feel like
Molly loves fairies.
Part fairy.
Yep. Molly loves fairies, so I will relinquish the fairy
I don't
episode.
care if I have to wash their dishes, sew their little pom-poms onto their
little
slippers.
Toes.
I don't
Speaking
care.
of pom-poms, look what I just
I don't
looked
care
down.
if I have to pick up fairy dust grain by grain.
I just looked down
I know.
as you said pom-poms. There's a fucking cotton ball by my foot.
Yep.
Pom-poms.
I forgot to sew that one on.
Right. I have nothing on my toes. I'm a little fairy. Tinkerbell was actually my favorite. Long before it was cool to love Tinkerbell. I actually used to get picked on when I was young for liking Tinkerbell.
Well, fuck them, because actually Tinkerbell I plan on getting tattooed on.
Yeah. And then I think by high school, that was when she was an in character to really like. And then everybody liked her, and I was like, you assholes.
They just ruin it for
I
them.
have loved Tinkerbell since I was like 3 or 4 years old. Like, I've always loved her. She was always my fave.
I still watch all those movies.
So do I. So does Evilise. My daughter loves Tinkerbell. She still watches all of them. She still watches all of the Monster High. What else? She's hysterical.
When we had a movie day at my work, I put on Tinkerbell for the kids, and then when I went home, I watched the rest of them.
As you should. So, okay. Back to the sighting of the Will of the Wisp by woodlarking. She, or they, I don't know if it's a she. I assume it was, but we'll say they. Right? You know, you hear those tales about staying out of the woods at night. What follows is a true story which happened in southern UK. It's a bit of a read, but I think you'll be glad that you did when you get to the end. Sometimes experiences can only be described as falling outside the realms of normality, and it's like you're being given a glimpse into another world. We had some time to kill between running errands one evening, so we headed up to a high spot overlooking the forest while we waited. It was a couple of hours after sunset, and we hoped to see some wildlife that would normally get scared off during the daylight. There were roadblocks on some of the lanes because of tree felling, so apart from us, the car park was completely deserted, and this viewpoint was just ours for tonight. It's next to an old holloway, a prehistoric trackway, and the area is littered with ancient burial mounds and the remains of occupation from the Iron Age, Roman, and Saxon times. This place is old. Sounds like it. We stopped the van and stepped out, taking in the view ahead of us. Grassy downland sloped gently towards the forest's edge at the bottom of the hill, where weak moonlight bounced off a layer of low-lying mist. Sounds beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead, the whole woods was laid out for us to see. A large expanse of dark forest with jagged treetops visible against a slightly lighter skyline. My husband, who she's calling A, or they are calling A, had brought a high-powered torch to shine into the edges of the woods to see if any eyes lit up from the wildlife. It's always amazing to shine a light into darkness and see the eyes of rabbits, deer, and hares shining back at you. I think that would creep me out, actually, if I'm being real. The little glowy eyes just peeking out from the woods.
They're watching me.
They're watching. Tonight, though, there was nothing which is incredibly unusual. We could only hear distant tawny owls calling every now and again, and see the occasional silent, dark shape glide in front of us. The place felt a little uneasy, watchful. Nearby, on my left, there was an occasional creak of something rubbing, like a hanging sign being swayed by the wind. We know that patch inside and out. There's nothing there to make that noise. Besides, there wasn't even a breeze. A half joked about it being a ghostly gibbet, and actually, that's exactly what it did sound like. There are often strange things at the woods. You sort of learn not to question it too much, kind of like in Appalachia. You just don't question it, you just move on, and you don't give it attention.
I question everything.
Not in Appalachia, you don't. We turn around and we walk the fuck away. Or we too would get yeeted into bog marsh.
Okay, yeah, that is one thing that I won't mess with.
Appalachia?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Hands down. You hear a whistle? No, you didn't. You hear your name? No, you didn't. You hear anything in the woods? No, you didn't. You just keep going. I really don't know. I'm sidetracking. I really don't know how people hike out there. Like at all. Like the people that
Knowing everything that goes on, I don't know.
Yeah, the people that hike the Appalachian Trail that goes from like Florida all the way up to Maine. I have no idea how people do it.
I'm getting chills just
like
thinking about it.
I would be afraid of something snatching me out of the woods, and I'm not talking human. So, anyway, you learn not to question it too much and just accept things for what they are. I didn't really feel spooked, just a bit aware of it, particularly as the sound was centered at an ancient crossroads. Sitting in the van, we listened for sounds of wildlife. Even the owls had quieted and everything became still. We sat in the silence until, suddenly, a wind whipped up from behind us from out of nowhere through the trees. As soon as it had started, it was gone. It felt odd, like something passing through. With our eyes turned into the dark, we sat looking over the woodland. There was a strange noise to the night, like an animal calling, but nothing recognizable. The sound was followed by snapping branches. We know most woodland animals call, but have no idea what this was. So we just kept cool about that too. Yes, we said, probably just some kind of owl. A shone his torch in the direction of the sounds, only for it to go dead straight away. It had had brand new batteries that evening, and had been working perfectly when we first arrived. It's never failed before, or since for that matter. So, the odd feelings stayed. There were a couple of dim lights on the horizon in the distance, and over to the right was a tiny section of faraway road with occasional glimpses of tiny headlights or the red of taillights, briefly showing. The main view ahead was literally just darkness. As we stared into the blackness, a small light came into view near the treetops, which is odd for will-o'-the-wisps, because most often they are located like hovering just above like the grasslands. So for these ones to be up in the trees is weird. It looked reminiscent of a glowworm or an ember from a fire that persists into the night sky, only brighter. It moved in one direction, kind of higgly-piggly, and made its way slowly but with purpose. It started from nowhere in the woods, just appeared on the left within our field of view, and slowly moved to the right. Strangely, it appeared to be broadly following the route of an old trackway which only exists today in disjointed fragments of paths and telltale lines of trees marching through modern-day fields. The light followed the road smoothly for a while and then stopped. Did you see that?
No. What?
Something white just literally flew down into my line of sight over here.
Are you... Really?
Yes, but I don't see anything. There's nothing on the table.
I
What the fuck?
didn't see anything.
It literally came down right here and it went in between here, but there's nothing there.
Maybe it's a feather?
I don't
There's plenty
see.
in here.
I mean, there's one up here, but
You can hardly even see them.
yeah. What the fuck?
Don't follow it.
Don't follow it into the laptop, because that's where it went.
No, I was all listening intently.
Well. Okay. We have a will-o'-the-wisp in here. But anyway. It followed the route smoothly for a while and then stopped. When it stopped, it seemed to glow brighter. It was unusual because it was constant and unobscured, not broken like it would have been if it was carried by a walker. Which is a weird way to say person who's walking.
I was because my mind went to zombies.
Yeah, for sure. But high up like it was floating just above the treetops. The way it stayed constant made it seem certain it was a lot higher than the paths in the woods, or it would have been obscured by the trees. This was bright and close. It was within the area of the woodland, but not on the ground. It was staying in one spot now. As I stared at it, I began to realize that it looked as if it was moving in a different way, swaying. I doubted myself at first because there are so few points of reference against the blank black darkness of the trees. Were my eyes playing tricks? I looked at it a lot closer. Minutes passed. No doubt about it, it was swaying. I saw A reach for his glasses and knew he was watching it too. We looked at each other. That's a bit weird. The movements looked strange, and I began to wonder more about the source of the light, running through possibilities in my mind. I dismissed it being attached to a building, and besides, in that direction there are only farms much further away and on much lower ground. This was high, pretty much at the same level as us, parked up on the hill. Could it be a person carrying a torch? No. It simply wasn't moving in the right way. And besides, it was unwaveringly pointing towards us. It didn't change angle or dim. It just didn't fit. We both agree it was swaying, a big, slow sway, in a large arc of several meters at least. As we stared at it, it continued swaying, from left to right, right to left, left to right, like a pendulum, rhythmic. It made no sense. Although the light looked very powerful, it wasn't illuminating anything at all. It itself was highly visible and impossible to miss, but it wasn't illuminating any branches surrounding it, a trunk below it, or any other trees around it. There was nothing showing but the light itself. It was a light that drew you in because it couldn't be explained away. Mesmerizing. We both know these woods really well. At all times of the day and night, on the paths and further off track. We know the terrain and the tall trees, Douglas firs, Scots pine, beech, and oaks. Even during the winter, the path can't be seen from where we were, but the treetops can. This light was definitely at tree canopy height, yet not suspended from the trees. As time went on, nothing changed. We watched it for nearly half an hour. The light just continued to sway and shine unabated until, eventually, time dictated that we needed to get back on our way. A switched on the engine and the headlights ready to move, and almost instantly the light was extinguished. There was no dimming, no hesitation. It was simply on, and then it was off. Bizarre. It was as if the connection had been severed and the moment was over. We drove down the lane to the far end, following the edge of the woodland for nearly a mile, then turned around and drove back, past where we had been parked and on towards our destination. As we passed the trees, especially at the area of the car park, we looked for the light, but there was simply nothing at all. It's taken a couple of months to process and make sense of it, but the only explanation that we can come up with is that the light over the woods really was a will-o'-the-wisp. Phew. I'm glad that the mesmerizing blue light didn't take over your brain so that you didn't follow it into the ether.
Mm-hmm.
But how interesting. Most often these lights, like I said, at least from what I've seen, are much closer to the ground. So the light that these people were seeing was much higher, which creates a good argument for the scientific folks out there that posture that the lights are due to gases from the ground mixed with the air, creating the luminescence that we see. So if these were up in the trees,
What if that's just where they kind of scope things out?
right?
You know,
They're up
because
there.
they can
The little
see,
will o' the wisp
exactly.
are up there with
I can
their...
just see them with their little binoculars, like,
Beep,
yep,
beep,
there,
beep,
there's a sucker right there.
right? They're looking at us.
Mhm.
Sway, Bob, sway! Draw them in!
Flash 'em, Bob, flash 'em.
Yep. Oh my God, what if that's what they are? What if they're ghost lights and they're just being pervs? Just flashing people all day long, and
I mean,
we're like,
what else do
"Ooh,
they have to
shiny
do, you
lights."
know?
They could be showing you their ghost penis, and you're just out there following them off
Like
into the woods.
like leading it with a carrot.
Yeah, just fucking dangling it in front of our face, and we're like, ooh, pretty. And let's be real, if it was a real penis, we would not be saying that.
Depends on.
I
if
would
it's a
not be
nice
saying
looking
that.
one.
Listen, I think they're weird looking. Doesn't matter how nice they are. I'd be like Sully and Mike from Monsters, Inc. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
I mean, well, what's that guy on TikTok that you always talk about?
Jonathan Kane.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
I'm sure if you saw his, like,
That'd be a big light. Sorry.
sidetracked.
But he would be a fantabulous light to be looking at. But it still stands to reason that I still think penises look weird. Because they do. There's nothing else to say about it. Even the nicest ones look weird. But let's be real, our parts don't look that great either.
I think majority of them look weird.
I think vaginas look weird. And I worked OBGYN, so I saw my fair share of those.
I think vaginas are pretty.
It looks
But
like
some of
something
them.
straight out of fucking Alien, okay? And we all know how I feel about aliens.
No, they look like flowers.
No, they don't.
Yes,
Every
they
flower
do.
I've seen, look, I've got flowers right there, and a vagina does not look like that.
That looks a little bit
Not that.
babyish, okay?
This! Look at that flower. That's not a vagina-looking flower. This is our TED Talk on vaginas and penises. Thank you for listening.
I'm gonna have to show you some vagina-looking flowers that are pretty.
I won't agree. Ever.
I have admired a few in my lifetime. I'm like, that's a pretty one right there.
Look, and
Now,
I love flowers.
if it, it's a corned beef sandwich, I'm not so sure.
Put your
but
curtains away.
but I may end up being a little bit hungry for a sandwich.
Put those meat curtains away. Nobody wants to see those. You
know
guys.
what?
Whatever floats your boat, as long as it's not a light like a will-o'-the-wisp. Okay. So,
That would redirect our...
will-o'-the-wisps. Are they gas? Are they ghosts? Are they fairies with a grudge? They could be fairies.
What if it's all of the above?
That's horrifying. They wouldn't like that. A threefer? Not just a twofer, but threefer?
Mm-hmm.
No thanks.
What if it was a gassy
Gassy fairy.
fairy,
Ghost. A gassy fairy
a gassy
ghost.
fairy ghost?
That's unfortunate. That poor fairy. Somebody should get it some like Gas X.
What if fairy dust is just like, they're crop dusty? What if it's their fairy fart particles?
It probably is, and we're just
They're like,
sprinkle
have
it
it.
on me, Tinkerbell. We got really weird today.
Today.
This specifically. I don't think we've ever talked about penises and vaginas on the podcast.
Oh, there's a first time for everything.
So if you've only just joined us and this is your first episode ever, welcome.
It just got interesting.
That's right. All the other runs are boring. Those episodes, so boring. This one,
Testing the waters,
you know
Gotta
what?
test the water.
Here's the thing. I'm going to plug Two Girls, One Ghost again because I love them as a podcast.
Me too.
And I introduced Molly to them a while back. And I think one of the biggest things that I respect from them, other than that they're just awesome ladies, Sabrina and Corinne, I adore you. But just how real they are.
Yeah.
And just they're very open about themselves, about their bodily functions, about their bodies in general, about other people's body. Like, it's real life. It's just what it is. But
they're relatable.
They are very
in
relatable.
That way,
Yes. And I respect the hell out of them. So, that's just, we are who we are too. I wouldn't even say we're more pervy than they are because they're pretty pervy sometimes too. I get quite.
I hold back.
Yeah, I don't.
I hold back because I don't know what's allowed and what.
This is our podcast. We can do what the fuck we want.
Really?
Hell yeah. I literally, guys, when I go and upload these things, there's a little button and it says, "Is this content explicit?" I say yes. And that is our coverage.
Okay.
So,
good.
Yes, this is explicit. Even if I'm not cussing, sometimes we might be talking about penises. Ghostly or otherwise.
Say it with me. Penis, penis, penis.
And meat flaps.
Vagina, vagina, vagina.
But okay. Back to our gassy fairy ghosts. We don't know what they are. But I do know that if you're walking alone and you see a strange flickering light in the distance, don't be curious. Use your noggin. Stay alive. Don't be like the goobers in the horror movies and be like, "Ooh, I just heard a strange sound. Let's go investigate." F that noise. Turn your happy hiney around and skedaddle right out of there.
And you know what? You may not want to take my advice, but I say investigate and live to tell the tale and tell us about it.
This bitch is trying to get everybody abducted. Do not listen to her. Abducted by aliens, abducted by will-o'-the-wisps, maybe Bigfoot. I don't know. There's a lot of things that lurk in the woods.
I'm down for adventure. Take me with you.
I'm not. I want to live.
Who says you're not going to live?
Me. These things are going to yeet me. They're going to bury me in a bog. Or they're going to eat me. Like Bigfoot would probably.
What if they take you to like a wonderful land?
He'd be looking at this and he'd be like, "That's a juicy booty. I'm gonna put that in my mouth." And he would eat me for dinner. And not in any fun way. I'd be a Bigfoot snack, guys.
I heard Bigfoot's nice. And he's got a little lady friend out there. I've been watching some videos.
Who's this lady friend? I've never heard of her. Is it Corinne? Corinne,
No,
did you finally get Bigfoot?
I think it's actually his daughter. But literally, I was watching a whole documentary on it. It's supposed to be legit Bigfoot footage. And the female, she finally made herself, like, shown. Like, she showed herself. She showed herself
present.
She made herself present. Yes, she did. And I don't know. They just be chilling. They're kind of recluse. You know what?
They're like me.
One homebody to another homebody. Be like, I get it. People.
I'm still not looking.
Too people-y out there. So yes, I want to go hang out with the ghosts.
It's very much too people.
I want to go hang out with the aliens.
I don't want to hang out
because you know what? I think we're aliens anyway. We are. You think we jumped from being dinosaurs to being people?
Look, I came from a fairy glitter fart and I just appeared.
A fairy glitter fart.
And that's me. I'm a fairy glitter fart. I come from the particles.
You come from the particles.
Yep.
Okay, but where'd those particles come from?
From the fairy butt.
Okay, where did that fairy come from?
I don't know. A chicken.
More fairy butts?
Yes. That's their procreation.
Where did all the fairy butts come from?
That's how they procreate. You just fart glitter.
I hate to break it to you,
Thanks.
Christina, but your alien planet probably exploded, and you have trauma from your alien past.
I have alien trauma. I know I have alien
and you're
trauma.
denying your inner alien self. Yes, you are.
Nope.
And one day, your alien family, they're going to come down here, and they'll be like, look, girl, it's time to face.
I'm going to be like, I don't know you. I don't know you.
I'm going to be like, I'll talk to her. Okay, I'll talk to her.
I don't know you. Take your ass out of here. You can't sit with us.
She's Mariah, and the aliens are Jennifer Lopez. I don't know her.
I don't know her. Go back to your ship. Or wherever the hell it is you came from.
And I'll be like, I'm gonna go talk to your fam real quick.
Gooses.
I'll tell you if they're cool or not.
They're not. My Earth family's barely cool, okay? I'm not speaking about my mom. My mom is cool. My sister's cool. 2 of my brothers are chill. The rest of them, though.
Yeah, well, maybe there's
the aliens could take them
maybe
back.
There's a reason why the aliens don't stay here. Well,
humans suck. That's why.
I hate to break it to you, but there's been a lot that are already here and have been here for a while. You've probably bumped into one at the grocery store, didn't even know. Yeah. They've just got their meat suits on, just walking around, you know.
Well, as long
Christina's just none the wiser.
That's okay. I'll be stupid about it. As long as I don't know, we're cool. So anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. If you liked this episode and all of our random fucking chattering,
yeah, which I don't know why you wouldn't.
We're pretty cool sometimes. You know. But be sure to like and share and follow the podcast. Obviously, if you're listening, you found us somewhere. So, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, on and on and on. We're kind of everywhere.
And to our 4 listeners out there, you guys rock. Thank you so
awesome.
much.
We love you.
You're the real ones.
We're on Facebook.
Join us.
Yes. Come to the dark side. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And TikTok, like I was saying earlier. We go live every Friday night, unless we either forget or are dying of stomach pains or our children need us.
Or out of town.
Or we're out of town rescuing people. Because that's why we missed the one. I was getting her. Yeah. But we'll try to give you guys a heads up if we're not going to be on that Friday. But Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are on there. So you can join us for ghosty chats, spooky chats. Last week, we talked about favorite scary movies. We had some neat people in there the other day chatting with us. So that could be you.
Don't mind me. I just saw something
You
white
saw
and flying around.
I told you.
And I thought it was this. I'm like, nope.
No, that's attached to the table.
I was literally going.
Don't mind Molly. We again have also added that subscription option. It's $5.99 a month. It's just some fun behind-the-scene content, ghost hunting footage, experiments, ghost games, if we're ever brave enough to do some of them, and more. So it will also give you exclusive access to talk with us. So, like, we try to answer everybody that does comment on the chats or, on our videos and stuff like that, but it will bring you to the top of the line if you're a subscriber. So we'll get to you first. If you have a creepy story of your own, whether it be Will of the Wisp related or otherwise, you can send that in to us at ghosttrackspodcast@gmail.com. And remember, stay creepy. Bye.
Bye.